Welcome to The Explainer. Today we are jumping headfirst into the lightning-fast world of Forex scalping. You know, it's a trading style where things happen in the blink of an eye, and every single second, well, it really counts.
So, I want you to think about this. Could you open and close a trade in the time it took you to just read that question? Seriously, we're talking about trades that might last a few seconds, maybe up to a couple of minutes. That's the crazy fast world that scalpers live and breathe in. All right, so when you're looking at major currency pairs, think like the euro versus the dollar. Scalpers are not on the hunt for some massive home run. Nope. They're grabbing these tiny profits, usually somewhere between 3 and 15 pips. And a pip is just a fraction of a cent. Then boom, they're out and on to the next one. And to put that into perspective, let's say you're trading something like gold. That same mindset means you're trying to snatch maybe just 20 cents, maybe $1 from the market, and then you're gone. It's really a game of incredible speed, high volume, and razor-thin margins. Okay, so let's get a proper definition for this. What is scalping really? Let's break down what this high-speed strategy actually demands from a trader.
So here it is. The goal isn't to be a market psychic, predicting some big move. Not at all. It's all about finding a tiny, predictable pattern, something that happens over and over and over again, and then exploiting it with just ruthless efficiency. The whole game is built on repetition, not some grand prediction.
And this really shows you the core philosophy, right? It's all about consistency, not hitting home runs. You're not trying to win big just one time. The goal is to win small, maybe hundreds of times. And what's even more important, cutting any losing trade instantly. It's a pure, unadulterated numbers game.
Okay, so if you're not predicting these big market swings, where does the edge actually come from? I mean, how do scalpers make money? Well, it really boils down to 3 core pillars that have to work together perfectly.
A scalper's edge, their advantage, it rests on these 3 pillars, and they have to be in perfect harmony. First up, liquidity timing. This just means you only trade when the market is absolutely buzzing with activity. Why? So your orders get filled cleanly without a hitch. Second, you're hunting for those tiny, repeatable micro patterns. And third, and this is huge, you need the discipline and the right tech to get in and out flawlessly every single time.
And this is the crucial part right here. You have to master all 3. It's not a pick 2 kind of deal. You could be the best pattern spotter in the world, but if your execution is slow or if your discipline cracks for even a second, the whole strategy it falls apart. These pillars aren't just supporting each other, they're like links in a chain. One weak link and it's all over. So let's see how this whole thing looks in a real trade.
All right, let's make this real. Let's perform a little anatomy of a scalp. What does a typical trade actually look like? The risk and the reward? They might surprise you.
Just take a look at these numbers for a second. The profit targets are super small, right? We're talking just 6 pips on the euro/dollar or maybe 60 cents on gold. But now, look at the stop loss. It's just 4 pips or 40 cents away. The margin for error here is, well, it's basically 0. There is absolutely no room to be wrong and let a loser run. And this quote, this just nails the mindset you have to have. Success isn't about making one giant correct call on the market. It's all about the process. It's about flawlessly executing a tiny advantage over and over and over again until all those little wins add up to something really significant. Now, because those profit targets are so tiny, scalpers are fighting a hidden opponent every single day, trading costs. You've got the spread, that's the little fee baked into every single trade, plus commissions. Those 2 things can literally eat up 15 to 25% of your profit before you even see a dime. And this right here is why successful scalpers are absolutely obsessed with keeping their costs as low as humanly possible. Okay, we've covered the what, the why, and the how. So now it's time to focus on the who. Let's dig in and see if this incredibly demanding trading style actually fits, well, your personality. And this right here is a critical distinction to make. Scalping is a cold, calculated, rules-based process.
You have to be a systematic, disciplined operator. You absolutely cannot be a gambler just hoping for a lucky streak, or someone who adds to a losing trade, or, just goes with their gut. That's a recipe for disaster. So here it is, the fit check. I want you to ask yourself these questions and be honest. Can you make split-second decisions based on a strict set of rules, not emotion? Are you mentally okay with a constant stream of small wins and small losses? Can you maintain that intense, laser-like focus for short bursts? If that kind of immediate, intense feedback loop sounds exciting to you, then yeah, this might just be your game.
Look, if you only remember one thing from this entire explainer, please make it this. Scalping isn't about being a genius. It's about achieving perfection in your execution. It is the relentless, flawless repetition of a tiny, well-defined edge.
And that brings us to the final and honestly the most important question you have to answer for yourself. The system, the rules, that stuff can be learned. But the discipline, that has to come from you.